Alright. Alright. No, the last video cut off at 20 minutes because I forgot to delete the other video from last night, which is an hour. I have to do lots of time management now. Because that phone only takes about 34 minutes. This one only takes about an hour. Well, a little more than an hour. Depending on the time of day. I should probably keep track of that. Oh, this might be a good time to start exercising how to understand astrological hours. That might not be a bad idea. To see if any particular time of day has bigger of an impact on how my brain communicates. That would probably be in Gemini. Gemini is communication and learning and education, travel, the travel of information, the distribution of energy, the distribution of information that you've learned during your education. And then it opposes Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is like a little bit, where can this take me though? Like, where can this take me? And then Sagittarius is also more higher education, which is more like the philosophical values and concepts and foundational components, and even like the advanced components too, of those things, of that education that you have. Or even learning even bigger and greater things because of the education. Because that lesser education was more of a prerequisite in order to get you into a position where you'll be able to better understand the higher aspect of that education and take it to another level. Maybe take it to a level that somebody hadn't taken it before, or maybe even take it to a level that fucking nobody's ever taken it before. Which is exactly what I just said twice, but in two different ways. Kind of, not really. Yeah, that makes so much sense. I know all this. Let's see where I can direct this arrow at. Boing. I just trust it's gonna land wherever the fuck it needs to go. Because like the great Matthew McConaughey said, it's a target that attracts the arrow. Ugh. But that also comes with training yourself to believe that you can't fuck anything up, which is something I couldn't learn. I needed witchcraft to fucking teach me that. Because when you practice it and when you learn it, and just other schools of magic too, because it wasn't like I just jumped into witchcraft. That was like, I was already pretty deep into the whole world of magic by that point. It was just like, all right, this is the complete opposite. I think this is the complete opposite of everything I know. So I was more trained in man magic. Well, not man magic, but no, the masculine aspect of magic. Witchcraft was the feminine aspect of magic. Well, I was just talking about religion of something. You ever notice that in all the three Abrahamic religions, they're not teaching to women? It's all men. Which is probably why it's all fucking like, it's so egoic. It's like, even the Christian guys, like, you can't worship any other gods except for me. I'm the only God. Look at me. That's like me going, you can't watch any other YouTube channel except for mine because I'm the fucking best. Everyone else is a fucking heathen slob that should be cooked at the stakes like they did to the witches. Except for the witches, because the witches are going to be the ones who get to fucking light the torches this time. Do you know how oppressive it is to be a witch in today's society? Everyone thinks you're a liar. Everyone thinks that you're something that you're not. And people will openly tell you, or openly like joke about what you do. Joke about your life like it's a fucking, like it's a comedy. But that just comes with the territory. Like you're living in a world where magic is make-believe, but science is real. Well, magic is just science that can't be explained using scientific terms. Which is what inspired me to even like delve into understanding physics to some degree, so that I can apply the principles of physics to magic, so that I can figure out how to explain it. But the fucking thing is that it works backwards. Like, and of course it does. Of course it does. Why would it work in a logical way? But that's the logic behind it, is it has to work in an illogical way, otherwise it's not magic. And magic's just a word. It's really just a word to explain pretty much unexplainable phenomena, which aren't unexplainable completely. There's aspects of it that are unexplainable. How the hell did it know to do that? I don't know. Maybe it was something we did. All right, well let's retrace our steps. Because sometimes life only makes sense when you're looking at it from reverse. Now try to fucking see things reverse and forward at the same time. Now that's a brain fuck right there. It's one of those blessings in disguise. Which isn't bad, because once you really think about it, then it starts getting into like some deeper concepts of metaphysics, and then we get to start crossing the time barrier. Is that my future self giving me a message? Do future selves do that? I mean, can the future self telepathically communicate with the present moment? I mean, because technically, if you think about it, if the future already exists, then my future self, if he thinks back to the past, if he remembers something, we're having let's say my future self is remembering this moment right now. So technically, if that was the case, I'm having a telepathic communication with my future self. And we could even call that a higher self, which some people resonate with that more. But you can even throw future self in there too, because the concept of the higher self transcends time. There's no time concept there, because what we consider time isn't necessarily all that time is, because we're just little humans. We just know a little tiny bit. We can only see a little tiny bit. That's why if you use Google, you'll find out, or if you remember from science class, like the human organism can only perceive about 5% of total reality. And that's probably like a long shot too. That's probably like an overestimation. Because what it's referring to is the invisible universe that people can't see. For instance, infrared, ultraviolet. What's going on under the sea right now? What the hell are the fish doing? Not even just the little tiny ones, but the big ones. And the big crustaceans and all the other fucking things. What are they doing? What kind of like society do they have? Because they do have societies. Look at dolphins. They live in pods. And they're rapey too. They rape people. According to the web, statistics show that maybe 1 to 4 people get raped by dolphins every year. But so do killer whales and other water mammals. They got their own little societies, just like fucking elephants and ants. I've had this conversation with people where it's like, nature doesn't have intelligence. Then what the fuck do you call an ant colony? That's an alien kind of intelligence right there. How the hell does that spider know how to fucking make that web? Instincts, okay, but it's intelligent. Genetic memory. What's instinct? It's genetic memory. Intelligence handed down throughout the fucking generations. I don't know. I feel like that just beat the shit out of me. Oh, how much longer on this fucking thing? Another 40, 50 minutes? How the hell are we gonna make this work? I want to go home. Oh, it is the new moon. And this is the last day of the Money Magic Abundance Ritual with me and Magic, so. Something I didn't do when we started this ritual on the Aries new moon last month was I didn't really set intentions. I kind of just went into it blind. So, today, why don't we, when we go home, why don't we try to figure out some intentions for the next new moon, which is going to be the Gemini moon. What do we want to see come into play? Word partnership is the first word that comes to my mind. Yeah, a partnership would be fucking ideal, I think. Do you have anybody in mind? Yeah. Of course I do. Alright, so the intention this week, or the intention for this month, we gotta write it down. Don't forget to write it down. I'm not. My intention this week is to have a partnership formed. Doesn't have to be sexual at first. Start slow. I have a chastity belt on. And it requires a very specific set of hands, and I don't know who they are. Besides mine. So how about this? There we go. We'll add on to this intention. So we'll set the intention to have accomplished releasing and healing the aspects of ourselves that are standing in the way of putting us face to face with the partnership with a specific person who has the keys to my chastity belt. Okay. And can actually function as a good business partner as well. Who would also triple as an appropriate and acceptable life partner as well. So sum that down into business life romantic partner. Romantic business life partner. Okay, so that's our intention. So now the key is don't point it at anyone in particular except for yourself. What's holding me back from coming face to face with that person? I don't know. One thing coming to my mind right now is coming to the acceptance that that person's already there. I've already seen them face to face more times than enough times to know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. So over the course of the next 4 weeks, the prediction is going to be that's going to work out. Even if not the specific person that's in my head, but someone's going to fit the qualifications that person has taught me to put into the criteria list and take off of. And how about that for another intention? We'll even do this as like as a as a as a pregame too, because we do have 4 weeks, 4 lunar weeks within this next lunar cycle. So what we do is we kind of come up with the characteristics of what we're trying to make that relationship look like, what it looks like, how it functions. Try to create a game plan, a schedule for how it works. Because like my Uncle Mike said, like a marriage is a business contract. Yeah. 100% agree. So what do I want it to look like? Just like in that marriage business contract, you have to define what everything means, but obviously there's going to be evolution involved. You got to have it. It can't be static. It has to be able to evolve from time to time, which means that there's going to have to be sacrifices made from both parties in order for everybody to get what they want, as much of what they want that they can, even if it means alternating on who gets what from time to time. Whoa! That could have hurt. A burrito? Yeah, dude, totally. Cheetos. All right, I like this because here's the thing: is like by doing that 30-day ritual, because it was new moon to new moon. What it kind of taught me was like how to actually perform moon magic, like on a regular basis. So, all right, this is how we roll from now on. And as things progress, because now one of our bigger intentions now is to also be in a position where we can expand upon those rituals in such a way that we can make bigger things happen. Obviously, that's going to require a second person because in the relationship I'm looking for, and the relationship coming to my mind, the way it's painting itself in my head is, this is magic. This isn't like regular people. So yeah, there's gonna be sex magic that's involved. Maybe even blood sex magic. Because that's something I have to try. Blood sex mirror magic. Oh my god. Reminds me of that Red Hot Chili Peppers album. Blood sugar sex magic. How do you involve sugar in there? Icing? Chocolate? Strawberry syrup? Or make it nice and sweet. I'll let that play out of my head for a little bit. Hold on. Food sex. I love the idea of that. I'm thinking about this movie. I fucking love this movie. It's called Feed. Now this guy, he runs this like dark web website where people take bets on morbidly obese women and he feeds them. Well, technically they don't know about the betting part. That's a side project that he does. They all bet on when they're gonna die. But he also makes porns with them. But he feeds them. Because people pay to go to his website to watch the morbidly obese women get fed by him. Fucking great movie. But the one lady, Feed me, Michael, feed me. No, not morbidly obese ladies. I can see how that's hot, though. I'm allowed to think about sex on camera. I'm not doing anything. I have a chastity belt against myself, too, so it's alright. Oh, God. Sounds amazing. What the hell was I talking about? Partner. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. That's all going into the picture. I like that. I like everything I was just watching. Perfect. The picture that my mind is painting right now is fucking amazing. And what are we getting paid for doing this? Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Don't even need to do this anymore. There's enough of these shits on there that the money just... I got paid for... How about that? Yeah, I get paid for all the shit that I already did. Well, I can continue... that I can continue in peace to continue working on it. And then go wander around and travel around observing how everything that I've done has positively impacted the world. Because I know this is like the most important stuff ever. It may not be the most important stuff to everybody right now, but it's the most important stuff to me. So it's only a matter of time until it's the most important stuff for somebody else, because continuing to build that mental profile of the acceptable partner is that they're 100%, 99.998% on board with everything. And the 0.002% is the fucking genius ideas that I need to continue expanding. Because there's some things I can't personally think about on my own. There's some things I can't see. I'm blind to certain things. Like everybody. That's why a second person's perspective is a requirement. Because I can't just do things on my own. Now if we go into like Jewish thought, Jewish philosophy, Jewish theosophy. They even say it, like, a man's incomplete until he has a woman, a counterpart, a partner, and vice versa. This is just the way. This is just the way. I mean, it's not the way for everybody, but for some people it is. And that's another thing. We'll put that in the mental profile too. You get it. At least somebody sees what the fuck I'm saying. And yeah, I'm picky with looks. I'm sorry, but that's just me. Everyone's got a type. I have my types. Because one of the other things, there we go, is another thing, is fucking... I'm no less their type than they are mine. And they're my type. All the type. Because, listen, if you guys fucking wants his cake, you need it too. That's the point. That's the point. We're painting a picture where we get to actually do that. We get to have our cake, eat it too, and then on top of that, we have leftovers that everybody else can take home and share with them amongst themselves, because it's like, wow, look at all this cake. Literally, this is the best cake ever. So let's just oversaturate everything with cake. And then while everybody's busy eating the cake, we can work on the next project, which is like a souffle. Because we have to presume that the cake was the best that we could do with one person, and eventually there's going to be flaws and contradictions, even though, to be perfectly honest, like, that's the beauty of it, is the contradiction of it. Because where I'm at, everything can be contradicted, but even the contradiction could be contradicted, which then just opens up so many more different doorways that it's like, fuck it, let's contradict everything. Ah. I was just thinking. Well, I'll put it like this: is that if you're gonna go, the issue with thinking about impossible things. Like if you wanna see the vision of you getting your cake and eating it too, and then having more than enough cake, it also requires looking at the flip side, which is your cake tasted like shit and nobody else wants to eat it. So now you gotta stuff the whole thing down your fucking throat, and it tastes like shit. And you know it tastes like shit, and you don't want to taste it anymore, but you got all this fucking cake that's gotta go somewhere down the old fucking hatch. While everybody stands around and laughs at you. Look at this idiot eating his shit cake. You got nuggets in there, jerk off? No. Yes. Are you sorry now? Yes. Say I'm the master. You're the master. Thank you. Now go eat your shit cake. Do you know who that was? Do you know who that was? That's a form of dissociative disorder. I'm disassociating myself with that particular aspect of my psyche. That was I'm not good enough, Derek. But now that we exorcise that little fucking demon, let's go look at him from a different angle. It's not that he doesn't believe in us, he just doesn't have a good reason to believe in us yet. But because he just got kind of the shit kicked out of him, he's going to start to change his mind a little bit. Because he's starting to come to the realization like, holy shit, I didn't even realize we did all that. Because you got to remember, I can't remember everything all the time. Like, that part of me has been sitting in there for fucking decades. And I just fucking dragged it up to the future like a fucking... You ever go crabbing? You gotta stick the bait in the fucking water, and then you gotta slowly pull that motherfucker up, and hopefully you got a crab at the end of it, and you gotta scoop him with a net. Why don't you just use a cage? You can. I'm just using this as an example. How when it comes to dealing with deeper aspects of the psyche, deeper layers of the younger self that still exist within that fucking mess that's inside of you, that chaos. Yeah, sometimes a trap helps, but first you got to do it the hard way. This way you get an idea of what it is that you're actually doing. But pulling that guy up to the surface like I did, he's got to go back now. because he doesn't belong in this timeline. He's got to go back and fix his own goddamn life. So while he goes back down that same tunnel that I dragged him through, that tunnel of time, he now gets to see everything that he didn't see before, which was everything that happened between him and me. Meaning he's getting a trip down memory lane, my memories. But now, that's an older aspect of me that has been dwelling inside. He's not too fluent on the present moment, because he speaks the language of the past. So now what happens is, he did get a little preview when he was coming up, but that's what made him have the argument, because he was getting triggered going, this isn't real, this isn't real, this isn't real. But now, after we had our little chat, right? Because you saw that little back and forth, that was real. So now he gets to go back down, because we're going to catch it. This is a catch and release. Why? But you caught it. Why wouldn't you just hold on to it? Why? So that he can go back, and as he's coming back down, he's traveling all the way through the timeline, and all the other little layers are going, who the fuck is this guy? I just came from the future. Turns out future Derek is real, and right now I'm acting as future Derek, but I'm the past version of future Derek. Because future Derek is actually in the present. And we're just memories. We didn't know this. Nobody told us. We're just memories. These are memories of us facing a challenge, and we're allowed to do it however we want now. We're not constricted to the old programming anymore. What the fuck did I just watch? What you just watched was Harry Potter's future self come back to save his past self while his present self was watching. Prisoner of Azkaban. Fuck! That was fucking awesome! And now that we have that channel open, that means that all of those past versions of Derek can now flood to the surface and go, holy shit, he fucking did it. We don't know how the fuck the motherfucker did it, but he did it. Don't worry, boys. I'm going to teach you everything. Because now you have full access to my memory banks, past, present, and future, and now you can start seeing all the shit that you missed out on. Like you, did you know you got married? Yeah. You know who? Oh, and you had a kid who you haven't seen in 5 years. And you got about $6,000 worth of alimony in the bag. So you better figure out something to do with that one soon. No, I didn't fuck up your life. You fucked up your life. So do us both a favor. Do like Daddy did and start taking responsibility for your bullshit. I didn't mean to yell at you or spit at you. I was just very passionate about it at the time. I'm sorry. I forgive you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I love you too. See, that easy. You don't have to believe it. Oh, you must have missed when we were talking to when we fucking going after the alien last night. Who may have actually been another version of me from a different life. That makes so much sense. From a life that hasn't happened yet, an ancestor. someone who I'm an ancestor of came and was watching me. That's what they've been doing my whole fucking life. Oh, that makes so much sense now. Those aren't even future, the gray aliens, that whole thing last night. The gray aliens, and I was freaking the fuck out, and I fucking saw one. Not with my meatball eyes, because I pointed the camera, I said, like, look, it's not there, but it's fucking there, it's staring at me, I can see it here. And it started panicking. He's coming towards me, he's coming towards me! I finally fucking scared them. They exist. There's a book. You gotta try to imagine that there's more to physical reality than what we can interact with. You ever see that movie Valerians? I think it's something like that. It's like a sci-fi movie. It's pretty dope. But they go to this world. They go to this planet, and this planet is known for this giant bazaar. But when you land, it's just a fucking desert. There's nothing there. You have to put on these special goggles so that you can see the visible frequency. It filters out, how do you explain that? It's like putting on like 3D glasses, right? You can only see 3D when like a 3D movie when you're wearing 3D glasses. It's the same thing, but this place is physical and you can interact with it. But you have to be wearing the goggles because if you don't see it, you can't interact with it. It's just like anything else. Just like astrology. Why doesn't astrology work? Because you don't believe in it. Why is God real? Because you don't believe in it. Are you saying it's that easy? You just have to believe in God? Yeah, it's that easy. But it doesn't start off with just believing. You have to work up to that. It's just like anything else. Like you build it like a muscle. It starts with trust. I trust that it's possible that there's a God. I trust. Now, if God really believes you, if you're being genuine, God, and I'm just using the word because I don't call it that. I call him Mr. Toxic because he's me. But he who is on high, if you are genuine in wanting to put trust into he who is on high, and he is willing to entertain you, then he will put obstacles in your way that will challenge your beliefs. You wanted proof. Here's your proof. There's your fucking proof right there. What do you mean? What do you mean you don't believe it? What do you mean that didn't happen? Oh, just a coincidence. Motherfucker, you just asked me to give you a fucking sign. I give you a fucking sign and now you're taking a shit on it? What the fuck are you? Fuck out of here. And what, you pissed off because I don't come down there and wipe your ass for you? Yeah, the last time I wiped everyone's ass, I wiped out the entire fucking planet. Don't fucking push. Because you're right fucking there. Don't believe me? Put on the fucking news, you jackass. Go watch the news that you don't like to watch. Go watch the news that triggers you the most. And then you tell me if a global flood wouldn't be the fucking solution to all your problems. Because not only are you shitting on the spirit of the fucking universe named Uranus, but you're also shitting on the spirit of the fucking planet named Gaia, his wife. You're taking a shit on time, with all the time that you waste. So you're taking a shit on Kronos, their son. You pollute the fucking sky, so you're shitting on their other son, Zeus. You treat anything dark and scary like it's fucking a demon, and so it comes to you as a demon. You hate chaos, so chaos gives you more of what you hate. You shit on the old gods. You shit on the new gods. You treat other humans like they're gods. Everything's so fucking backwards. Even time's backwards. Human beings, you're not evolving, you're de-evolving. Of course there's aliens. Why aren't they coming here? Because they're watching going, what the fuck? Is this good or is this bad? I don't know. Just keep on watching. We have a non-interventionalist policy anyway, so just keep watching. Because this is fucking fascinating the shit out of me. Yeah, me too. How can we monopolize on this? I have no fucking clue, but just keep on watching. I'm sure one of these idiots will give us an idea. How about that jerk-off called Mr. Toxic? Let's see if we can exploit him. Good idea. How about we tell him all the things to say? We'll control him telepathically. Good idea. So let's start raping his mind when he's a kid. Oh, wait, no, he's a descendant. Oh, that's right, because he still lives in a reality where time exists. That's right. That's right. He's the only one that actually gets this concept. Stop!